Good evening, everyone. It's Ariel Molzoff. I'm recording from my home. It has been a bit of a crazy week. I've rearranged my hours at my internship because my husband has been away at a training for work Thursday and Friday. So I've been a full-time mom again, which is kind of nice. But it's also been exhausting. I forgot how exhausting she was. So, recording in the evening, several days late. Hopefully a few of you guys get to actually watch this and comment. Just a reminder, I'm doing my internship at Hope for the Warriors, which is it's a national organization, but I'm working out of the New York office, and the majority of what I do is case management and clinical work with post 9/11 veterans. To recap the semester, I am absolutely loving my internship. This week has been very, very slow, surprisingly, but that seems to be the nature of the beast. It's either incredibly busy or very, very dull. So this week was a bit of a dull week. Next week we'll probably get slammed. But I really love what I'm doing. This weekend, I'm not getting hours for it because I've already done one event with the organization this semester. But this weekend I'm actually taking my family and we're driving up to Connecticut because one thing that Hope for the Warriors prides themselves on is being they call themselves a one-stop shop for veterans and their families. So the organization actually started as a run series, just raising money for other veteran service organizations. And actually the runs are where we get a lot of our funding. So they're a pretty big part of what we do. Not what I do as a clinical intern, but something that I would like to experience. So I volunteered to drive up to Connecticut. It's a little over an hour and a half. Not a terrible drive. And I'm going to help them put together a run in Shelton, Connecticut. Just a new experience. I really like seeing how every single part of the organization works. And this is, I hate to admit it because I'm a clinical concentration, but sometimes I think that I possibly chose poorly. You know, I went in thinking one thing, and by the time I got to my final year, I realized that the parts that I really enjoy are actually more macro or meso. I really love writing classes and putting together events, community events. I really love getting communities involved in what the organization is doing. I was actually talking to one of my coworkers. There's a position within Hope for the Warriors that they're called MVPs, and to be quite honest, I don't know what that stands for. I'm assuming it's not most valuable player because that would be a weird job title. But basically what they do is they go out into the community and they connect with veterans and they connect with other organizations. They are the on-the-ground networkers. And then there's people higher up who are, you know, the strategic alliance builders. So the MVPs go into the community and they're the ones who actually beat the pavement. They go to the bases in the area, they go to other veteran service organizations, and they're the ones that get the handshake. Like, hey, we're Hope for the Warriors. What can we do for you? What can you do for us? And then when they find promising strategic alliances, or whatever you want to call it, relationships, if it's a big organization, they'll hand it up to the strategic alliance builder. Such a fancy word. But yeah, I really like what they do. It would be a bit disappointing to invest this much money in my master's and then to pivot at the last second and say, hey, I kind of want to do that instead. But it is a bit eye-opening to me. I like what they do. You know, maybe I want to choose a position for myself that incorporates a bit of the elements of their job. Like many of you have been bringing up in your videos this week. I actually have had the conversation with my supervisor. He is recommending that I take over his job as regional social worker. And one of the reasons I'm considering it is because he does a lot of work with the MVPs. I mean, he holds a full caseload, but he also, they allow him to flex his time out and go to events with the MVPs, go to the bases, meet the veterans face to face. And I really love that the position allows that. But I've gone over, so I guess my question for you guys is, looking back, did you choose the right concentration? How do you know? I look forward to the discussion in the comments below. Have a great night, guys.